Rashaad McFadden.
Rochester has a lot of hidden jewels. One of them is a photographer, artist, speaker, and an assistant professor at RIT. He is mostly silently but profoundly doing his part to further the cause of social justice for African Americans.
You can't help but feel something when you look at photos by Joshua Rashaad McFadden.
I learned directly from civil rights leaders that photography was a tool that was used to expose what was happening, and it was very important. It played a very important role in the civil rights movement.
This Rochester native says he's always been an artist.
It was my mother who introduced me to photography by getting me a camera at a young age, so about 7 years old.
When McFadden took his first photography class as a freshman at Elizabeth City State University in North Carolina, something clicked. He was also learning more about the history of African Americans while watching some of it repeat itself on the streets of America. After graduation, McFadden spent a year as an intern at the Martin Luther King Center in Atlanta and discovered another passion. He then took a page from the book of a famous Rochesterian.
You can go back to, Frederick Douglass and his role in using photography, but not only using photography, but writing about it. He used the portraits to portray himself and how he wanted to be seen. And we are still looking back and learning from those photographs and essays today.
McFadden has taken a decade of experience, many of it on the front lines of the social justice movement, and brought it home to RIT, where he's an assistant professor of photography. In 31 years, McFadden has accomplished more than many people do in a lifetime.
Would you mind? Let's take a photo of her in the street.
He's a sought-after photographer and speaker. This shoot just last week in Rochester for an upcoming story in the New York Times. His work has been featured on CNN, Time, and in Smithsonian Magazine, just to name a few.
Can I put a little bit more? Eyes open wide. Roll down.
He's working on a second show at the George Eastman Museum this summer.
I think that we all have a gift and a purpose, and it should be your goal to walk within that. And that's what I strive to do every day.
Since 2015, and the 50-year commemoration of the march in Selma, Alabama, demanding the right to vote, McFadden has crisscrossed the country, living that purpose, telling the same story from the sidelines of protests for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, and Daniel Prude, that Black Lives Matter.
Now our generation is kind of picking up where the freedom fighters have left off. How the younger generation is so connected to visuals, whether it be memes, social media, Instagram.
And his show this summer will explore some of his own life and his experiences from Selma to Minneapolis to Rochester. It goes back to a song he learned attending his aunt's church growing up in Rochester. I think I'll run on.
This idea of a marathon and journey through life, and this idea of keep going, and then applying that to everything African Americans have been through in this country. That song came to mind.
McFadden's show will open this summer in July. Lynette Adams, News 10 NBC.
Wow, really some stunning work there.
Absolutely.
Very talented. First alert meteorologist Stacey Pension is back with the full forecast after the break.
We're back.